This happens every time.
Yeah, tattoo talk with Cat and Jess.
Hello.
Is it Jess? Is your full name Jessica?
Jessica, yeah, but I go by Jess.
Jess?
Yep.
What's your last name again?
Nolan.
I fucking knew that. Yeah, another Sioux tattoo artist. Want to tell us about you're at Vermilion?
At Vermilion, March Street.
On March Street.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, what were we just talking about? Myers or Walmart? That's not to do with tattooing. That's great.
You talk about how Jess came on, how you guys always talk about how she wants to come on.
Yeah, that's what happened. Last week we were doing the podcast.
You want her to come on.
We summoned Jessica.
Yeah.
I heard the call and I came running.
Nice. No, it's exciting because, I mean, we haven't had a third person very much on here, and it's nice to have like an outside perspective who also is in the industry, because we obviously like chat and stuff in the studio, but to get, you know, other opinions and just shoot the shit and see how tattoos go in your world.
For sure. I feel like I'm always on the other side, like wanting to add to the conversation. So now I get to.
Yeah, she gets to.
That's so nice. How long have you been tattooing for?
I was trying to think about it today. I did my first tattoo on skin in 2021, September 2021. And I did a year and a half apprenticeship before that. So
a year and a half before you were on skin.
So almost 3 years.
That's healthy. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good chunk. How long was it until... Okay, so who did you do your apprenticeship with? Like, I know, but...
Josh Smithers. He's in Collingwood now, tattooing at Collingwood Tattoo Company.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Josh is great. So Josh's kind of background is mostly trad?
For sure, yeah.
Like heavy line work?
It's definitely more traditional now. He's running coil. When I was with him, he was on rotary, and I would say more neo-traditional. But yeah, definitely hard into the traditional now.
I was going to say, especially after like working with Omri.
Yeah.
For how many years now? Yeah.
Wait. So he went from rotary to coil?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of worked backwards. Yeah. I'm sure he used coil like years ago because he's been tattooing for like probably
10 years.
Yeah, maybe a little longer now.
He was at like Ascension before I was at Ascension. Or again.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was either before or after I was at Ascension, but he was like tattooing around then as well. And then he had Scarlet Lantern. And then he had Old 55, where Jess started.
Where I was.
Was that the one that was up like kind of by Pine and something?
Pine and McNabb.
McNabb?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, so did you start on a rotary? Because he was
I did, yeah. I've used a coil just like on fake skin once or twice, but I've been on the rotary.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I wanted to start on coil so bad, like did so much research on it, but there was so many videos that I found where people had like carpal tunnel and like hearing loss and just like shortening their life expectancy of a tattoo artist, I guess.
Massively.
So I didn't want to struggle with that in a few years to come.
Yeah, because how long were you on a coil for?
I was never on a coil.
You were never on a coil?
No, I used no. I've been tattooed by many a coil, and I used Shalane's coil like less than an hour. I was like, absolutely not. Like, it was mortifying. And then also, like learning about it, and then understanding like tuning and the upkeep of having a coil. I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I hate the idea of like going to start for the day and then like weird noise, no idea.
Yeah, like weird noise with a rotary. It's either like a needle, like a cartridge problem, or a grip problem, or a low battery.
Troubleshoot and figured out a lot easier.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
What was the first rotary both of you were on?
Mine was a Spectra Direct 2.
What was the Spectra thing? Mm-hmm. Mine was a Stealth.
I think mine was a Helix. Nice. I think it was a Helix, and then Gary had a Dragonfly.
Oh, the Dragonfly. I rocked a Dragonfly for probably 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I was on a coil until I moved to Toronto. Probably for like a couple years.
Yeah.
And I'd switched over, and then I'd never gone back. So I was like, this is way lighter. It's way easier, especially for like the styles that I'm trying to create too. I found it just easier. And the switching out for the cartridges, which I know they have disposable cartridges for coil now as well, but back then it wasn't. Mm-hmm. It was very old school with like the long needle and thread through.
Yeah. And it's still not that like direct hit as well. It's like the in the tube instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I started cartridges until like it was going into my second year year at Ascension when they had all like switched over to their pens, and then I got a cartridge system for whatever machine I had then. I don't know, it's in my station still, but I had started, it was like your long bar needles threading with your nipple and stuff like that.
Right. Old school, the elastic band and like the sparks coming off, but
Yeah.
I guess that's coil. What machine are you running now?
I use a Bishop wand packer.
That's what you have. No, what the, I'm fucking off my game today. What do you run?
I have a Bishop wand, but it's not a packer. And
Yeah, there's three
okay.
different.
yours is
okay.
corded. Yeah? Yeah, I have the wireless system.
Okay. What's the I guess is the wireless part the only difference? Or-
The stroke.
Yeah.
And the liner, I think you run, not the liner, the shader you run hotter. One of them you run at a higher voltage.
Yeah, so I think mine's like a 3.5, and yours would be like a 4.2 or a 4.5.
I think it might just be a 4.
Okay.
That's what you run your machine at? Is
No, the
No,
stroke.
the stroke.
No.
you're running with the 3.
Oh, no, I
3
lied.
volt. That wouldn't even turn on. Okay.
My single needles I run at a 4 or a 4.5.
Wild. Okay.
Bull?
Yeah.
That's low.
Yeah, for a single needle, or else it would just like splay the skin wide open.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
Single needle? Who?
I find that so interesting though, because I've worked with people all over the board. Like my buddy in Montreal who has the same machine as you runs at like 11 volts. I'm like,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
yeah.
insane.
But that's
it's beautiful work. Like,
Yeah, and it all
in my
depends.
hand, I'm like,
yeah.
that's a control thing though. Like
yeah, on his end.
the highest I run my machine is like 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I usually don't go past 7. Preference. Low.
Yeah,
I
you're
guess.
like slow and steady, gentle hand.
Slow poke for sure.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, I think I'm around like a 9. Slowpoke as in you take a long time to tattoo? Really?
Yeah.
It's like beautiful, you know.
It's clean.
Anything up, like it's. I feel like that's why you're so slow.
I like to think that it's pretty calm by the time it ends the appointment, but
Yeah. Well,
definitely long.
anytime I see a tattoo that you've done, I know it's yours, which is
That's
like
awesome. That's definitely the goal, I feel like, for anybody, really.
100%. That's huge, especially being so early on in your career. Like I know you have a few years behind you, but like a lot of people, it takes them like a fucking decade to get to that point.
I'm very grateful to have gotten to start my style like right off the hop. I feel like that is not the opportunity that everyone gets. You kind of like you take what you can get at those beginning years, but
Oh, yeah.
like my apprenticeship was pretty specific on what I was wanting to do versus like everything else, which I'm very, very grateful for. I feel like that really pushed that style.
Yeah. So did you try any other styles, or are you like really honed in on that?
I feel like I've mostly experimented with other styles now. Like now that I'm comfortable with my machine and what I'm most comfortable doing on a daily, and like now it's kind of like, okay, I'll mess around with a little gray wash. I'll use some smaller lines and stuff, but it's still like very illustrative, I would say. Like nothing is, if somebody's coming to me for something that's like totally not in my wheelhouse, I'm redirecting them, or I'm gonna say like, I'll do this with a little bit more line work or a little darker. Like definitely still in my like 9-round shader area.
Well, I mean, you pack color like I've never seen before. The way it heals, I'm like, so color, what you do is what terrifies me. Like that's the style where if someone comes to me, I mean, pretty much any other style than what I do, I tell them to go somewhere else because someone's going to do it better than I can. But that specifically in my career scared the fucking shit out of me, because I had one person get an infection and then the other one, like it just healed horribly. Like this is like 8 years ago.
I feel the same way about gray wash though. I'm like, I can't even, like anything that I mess around with gray wash, like I'm excited to now, like to try and get better at it, but like to get a soft, consistent blend over a wide area, like I feel like I'm re-hitting so many spots. I'm like, that is sketchy. I don't want to go back into those areas, but like packing a color in a flat area, like I don't fear that in the same way that I do gray wash.
See, but I feel like the same thing though, like with color, I feel like I'm going over it too much. I feel like it's like I really have to hone in and get it in there, and it's like you're blasting the skin.
Well,
so.
I kind of feel like being under Josh with neo-traditional, he was very like, okay, so you have your light color, medium color, slightly darker, so like every color had its own palette, and you were hitting on top of those like multiple times and kind of blending those together in that neo-traditional style. But for me, like, I'm still I have that confidence where it's like normally I would be hitting another color on top of this, but I don't do that. It's just like the black to red or whatever. And I don't have that fear.
Your mind is blown right now.
It's just so far from what I do, so I just love hearing about it because I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
Like Josh he is crazy with color too, and he would not be fearful going in with multiple colors hitting on top of each other. And like there's definitely, I feel like a lot of that is pressure and voltage and everything, and still all the variables behind it. It's not like how I'd be packing that solid black the way that I am saturating color.
Okay. You do both. You do it all.
I do everything.
Yeah. So like you'll do super soft realism, and then you'll pack in a crazy neo trad piece.
Yes.
So what at the end of the day, like, is it?
You have to change your technique with every style. I'm busy up here.
I'm not
That's why I'm like,
I'm
in my lane. I'm not messing around with anything else. It's already enough to think about. I already want to take a step back where I'm like, I feel like for a second there, I'm explaining how to do something, and like, I'm not in the right to do that at all. I'm still like, I feel like 3 years is baby years. Like, I am a baby. I don't know anything. I can't teach anything.
Yeah, but I mean, you're good at what you do. It's fucking, you do great work. So
I appreciate it.
It's explaining like how you do it. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Like your style, like your like flash and stuff is like way beyond your years. And I've been saying for years.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's so crisp, and it's just like, you know that it's done by you, which is so cool. Like, that's very rare. So yeah.
I feel like you guys also have that as well. Like, we have clients in that are like Sioux collectors, we call them, where it's like they have something from every artist in town, and everyone will come in and they're like, that's from that person, that's that one. Oh, that's in that era where they were using that machine. Like,
yeah, I do the same thing. Really? Yeah, I can pinpoint like Sam and Jory's work from a mile away. Same with Josh.
Or like Alex. Like
Alex for sure. Well, Alex throws me because like Alex is all the same where he does every style, but like you can,
and then there's the eras, like
then there's the eras, and then his like color lately has been like, his color has always been fantastic, but I saw some of his newer color, I'm like, you fuck me, that was Alex.
like what kind of color though? Like realism, traditional?
Somebody Lex was tattooing recently had like a full sleeve, and it was like very saturated bright colors, and there was almost like a Northern Lights kind of theme, and I was like, I thought it was Shalane, and she's no, really? That's Alex. I was like, okay, well, fuck Alex, like, so good. Yeah, I thought it was Shalane. So no, it's nice. I like it. I like when your work comes in.
Tattoos.
You like tattoos.
I like it.
But I like when your work comes in because I'm like, give me your limb. What did Jessica do? Let me see it.
Let me see.
It's kind of exciting too to see how different people collect from different artists in town. Like, I feel like Liz and I have a lot of overlapping clients. So
for sure.
You'll get like the trad bangers and then the little fillers. That, like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So do people come to you and they're like, I want a sleeve of all color trad, or is it usually just, I'm gonna get this one piece and it just kind of collects?
Yeah, I have like a handful of clients that are like my godsend clients, where it's like I can really count on them coming back at least once a month or more. But even those people, like, it's not really planned from the get-go. Like, a lot of them are like, put me down for a day, and then I'll reach out like the night before and be like, yeah, what do you want?
like flash kind of thing.
Yeah, or like just an idea thrown out there and I'll draw something up, like very casual about it.
Yeah. What do you design on? Use Procreate?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what you wouldn't have learned on Photoshop. It was Procreate at that time.
Procreate from the get-go. You can't live without it.
You would Procreate too off the hop, or no?
No, I was on paper.
On paper, yeah.
I was on paper and then hand bobbing stencils, and then Sam was the first one to get Procreate.
Those who are listening, hand bombing stencils, I mean, basically you're you're tracing the stencil and the pressure is making it go underneath. I'm not explaining.
Onto the gentian violet sheet.
Thank you. Whereas now we put it through a machine, and it's just like, it's crazy to think that we used to do it by hand.
No, they had the thermofax. I just wasn't.
Oh, you're like,
Honestly, I've had tattoos recently where people hand bomb them like just out of choice.
Yeah.
Which I kind of, I could see enjoying
I respect that, but I mean, not for realism anymore.
Not for
like,
realism,
not at all.
no.
Like trying to hand bomb a map like that. Like I remember the days like the power was out or the thermofax wasn't like connecting to the computer in the back room, and they're like, "Fuck, I got a hand bomb like realism half sleeve." I'm like, I'm not helping.
There's a moving creature over there.
That's Berta.
that's Berta. Last episode, she tried to kill herself. It scared the shit out of me.
Well, she's moving.
She like literally,
She's active.
she is having a bath. That's cool. Do you have any pets?
I have 2 cats. I'm a crazy cat lady.
Oh, you 2 cats.
And my boyfriend's a crazy cat lover too, and he wants a 3rd, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
Do it.
Yeah.
Trout.
Horse and trout. Yeah. Black cat.
on.
tuxedo.
Fucking cool.
They're pretty precious.
Okay, but you're not from the Sioux. Like, what brought you here?
My boyfriend is also from Newfoundland. I'm from Newfoundland, and he got transferred here for work. We did a 1.5 years of long distance, and then I followed him here.
Wow. So, what were you doing for work back? Oh, how old are you?
I am 23.
Okay.
Just a youngster.
You wouldn't have had a career before.
I
Like, wait.
no. I worked at the pretzel maker. Was my last job before I moved to the Sioux. But I did a year of university in Newfoundland.
What are you taking?
I did a general year hoping to get into education and had big plans, but now everything has come out even better than I can imagine. So
I love tattooing so much.
Yeah.
very grateful the way things have turned out.
So, you started in 2021. When did the pandemic happen?
2020.
That was okay. So that was
kind of my pushing. I knew that I wanted to tattoo when I moved to the Sioux, but I planned on getting some sort of like college degree or something when I first moved here. I actually searched up, oh God, what's it called? Gate College?
Gates?
Yeah. That's what I was like gonna do when I got here. I was gonna do like culinary school, and I showed up to Sioux Blaster, and that's where it is.
Yeah, Gates College is in like the same building as Sioux Blaster. Like you go past the arcade.
It was like
it's like
walking into it. It was like, this isn't like a fake school. Like I can't go.
Scam. That sounds like a scam.
So then I started working at Starbucks, and then COVID hit, and I didn't want to do culinary school online, but I knew that I wanted.
What would you do culinary school online? They're not
exactly. It's like recipes. Like, what would you?
Sioux Blasters to online. Come on. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it panned out to tattooing.
Yeah. No. When I was working at Starbucks, I was like, I might as well just jump right into it. I know what I actually want to do, so it kind of worked out for the better.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have like cotton mouth right now.
Water.
Maybe I do now, please.
Can you grab a
Thank
bottle of water for that?
Grab the water.
I have this like extra rusty. It's not.
It's hot.
She beat me to it. That's hot.
Hold on, let me get this into me.
Your whistle.
That's all I need. All right. Well, I feel like I always was crafty in a sense, but I definitely didn't feel like I was trying to transition art that I was making into tattooable art. It was kind of right off the hop. I was in love with tattoos and wanted to make art for tattoos. Mm-hmm. So like right off the hop, I was trying to figure out how to make traditional art.
Okay. it was influenced by tattooing. It was
100%. Yeah.
Because I see the art that you have when I came to the shop, because I was trying to figure out if I'd met you before, and then Kat was like, yeah, you came when I was getting tattooed. And I was like, oh fuck, that's right. And then I was remembering the studio in there, and like all of the art that you have on the walls is so cool. It looks like it was the split. Like, did you do it with the
spit shading? Yeah.
Spit shading.
Yeah, that's another thing that I found like really great for like getting a style in my apprenticeship. Like I had to paint every single night, and like even those paintings I have on the wall now, I want to take them all down because now I'm like okay, I kind of feel like I know what I'm doing traditional art wise. Then like I feel like even being so confident in it, like yeah, this is the style I want to do. It's like the more you're actually tattooing in skin, the more you realize like what needs to be adjusted in the designs.
Leave them or I'll take them.
I need to at least get more newer, updated art. Like painting is definitely a zen that I miss getting into now.
Yeah. Oh, therapeutic. I feel like Josh did a really good job with your apprenticeship.
Yeah, you did.
We were
Thanks.
talking. But yeah, that's fucking awesome. I love that you get to do art that much. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, when I started with Josh, he was like, I'm not going to be your mentor. You are not my apprentice. Do not call this that. I don't know anything. We're just going to figure this out together, is what he said. But like he definitely made sure that like
of him.
He made sure that I was doing what I needed to do the tattoos that I wanted to do.
Nice.
I feel like he would be such a great teacher because he's just so very mellow.
Yeah, he was very, very chill.
Yeah. I love getting tattooed by him.
I've never been tattooed from him. I went to high school with him. He was a bit older than me, and he was always just like the nicest, happiest guy.
He's really, really sweet.
So chill. And
like every time that he comes into the shop now, I kind of forget like how sweet he is. Like I hear him talking to his clients, and I'm like, "You're so friendly." Like,
because you work with Jory and Sam.
Yeah, this is what we're doing today.
Okay, so you're kind of getting the opposite experience of here. Like you're in the boys' club.
I am.
Because have you worked with?
I do love it though. I have to say, they're my buddies.
Oh yeah, for sure. Not knocking them like in the slightest, but like, I guess you wouldn't know the other side of it because that Josh, was there anyone else?
Just me and Josh at Old 55.
Oh, okay.
And it was like COVID days, so it was like no, like if you're there for your appointment, no guests or anything. So it was pretty quiet days.
Okay, okay. Yeah, any of the guys that I worked with in Toronto, I got along with well. Like it didn't really matter, gender wise, but that's.
Bless you.
Bless
Gesundheit. But yeah, it's just like that's like so core fundamental of the history of tattooing was like extremely male dominated. So it's just so nice to see,
a girl hanging in there and doing okay.
Exactly.
There's definitely a bit of me that loves, like when I go to Newfoundland, there's a shop there that's Abe's Tattoo Parlor. You heard of them? Mm-hmm. They're very, very old school. They all rock coil. Like every inch of the walls is like the same size. Like it's very, very authentic. And I went there with my boyfriend when he was getting tattooed one time. Before I was tattooing, I was apprenticing, but I was like so giddy to watch everything. And I was like, do you mind if I like stand up and see what you're doing? He's like, actually, I'd rather you just sit down. And I straight up left. I was like
fuck me then.
I've overstayed my welcome. Like the stencil is just getting put on. I went outside and smoked a joint. I was like, yeah, I'm going to hang out here right now. But now I'm like, I need to go back. I kind of love it. Like, yeah. I'm like, I understand it now while I'm tattooing too. Like, I feel like the more I tattoo, the more I'm like, I get all the stereotypes of the mean, bad tattooer where it's like, please stop asking me these questions.
I would love to be like, no, don't fucking watch, but I can't do that because that's not polite.
I know. I have to be like, heart emoji, like, sorry, this isn't how I do things.
Yeah,
but
yeah exactly.
But I kind of love the crabby.
Yeah, I like those guys. Between the client, like when you're like tattooing up on their arm and they're like this and they're like, are we making out?
Yeah, like what is this eye contact we're having here?
What is this eye contact? You're breathing your hot breath on me.
Imagine if you could just be like, turn away right now.
Yeah.
Like,
turn that.
And then they're just like, okay.
Put a sheet up.
And the hovering friend, how are you doing that? What speed are you running at? You want to give me some pointers? I just bought a machine on Amazon. I'm like, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
No, stop doing
Stop it.
Stop fucking buying machines on Amazon.
They won't.
No,
They won't.
oh, it's
I was trying to count how many Jess tattoos I have. I think I have 12.
12. Oh my goodness.
There's a few. There's still room.
You're so hard to tattoo, you know? Do you feel the same?
like they don't sit well. What do you mean?
No, you sit 100%
I
fine.
said okay. I did not sit well last time. I tapped out because we did my ribs. So I tapped out the first time, and then the second time when we were going in and doing the color, I was like, Jessica, I love you, but I might hit you.
But like just words. Sits like a rock. But the skin, do you find tattooing cat skin is totally fine?
Like, destroyed their throat and they didn't move. They slept. So like, I think with realism, it's such a different game that like I haven't noticed their skin being difficult. Mind you, the fingers though would be like a
The fingers were difficult, but I mean, last time you got my gummy ribs, and then before that we had like right in the armpit.
Yeah.
It's because I'm tiny, and there's nowhere to like anchor yourself when you're like skin stretching. But I mean, they're all great. They all turned out beautifully. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
What do you guys find your least favorite skin to work?
Old.
Yeah.
Like fucking old. Like old.
Like the dry, freckly looking, like
Old.
yeah.
that shit.
shit.
And then I love when I get an old client though. So it's like you get this older, like 80-year-old dude or person in your chair, and they want to get a portrait of like their fucking ancestor, and I'm like, this is so cool.
They have the craziest stories.
It's so good. I'm like, I love that you want to get tattooed at this age when you were my age, you would have been like fucking ostracized or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just not.
Yeah, he was 86.
Yeah, Pat. Oh, he was so good.
86 and got like
He's
a
such a
full
sweetie.
half sleeve portrait.
It's so hard to tattoo that.
It would be nerve wracking. Like I would be terrified of the heel.
I'm surprised it like held up though. It still looks good, but like
Beautifully.
especially for like minute detail in a portrait. I'm like, yo, buddy. It was good though.
An 83-year-old woman the other day.
Fucking, I love it. Good. Bring on. But it is difficult.
I want to say like an 83-year-old just get like a little line work thing. And she was like, I don't care. I'm probably only going to live for another 3 years or something. If it looks bad then, who cares? And I was like, in my head, I was like, this might look bad next week. Like, it might not heal well right away.
We're doing what we can with the situation, but you want a tattoo.
Yeah, I find, so like age for sure. And then I'm trying to think of location.
I was going to say sun fuck skin is my biggest problem. Is
Yeah, just super
like
tan.
leather.
Yeah.
Scarring's obviously difficult, but I like to take on that work because I find that you get the most satisfaction out of it because they're so happy to like have that transition if it was like self-harm or they had a surgery or whatever it is, and to be a part and to be trusted with something like that, I just find like really fuels my soul. I'm like, that's pretty neat to be a part of, but it's very challenging.
Oh, for sure.
But location, foot, like if I could never tattoo a foot again, I'd be really okay with that.
I don't think I've ever tattooed a foot yet.
Don't do it. They'll kick you.
Jory gets a lot of them, like the blast over. Like I'm like, I can't imagine sitting for half of the feet that he's done.
Ouch.
Nobody wants a trad banger on their foot.
No. Riley does.
But I also said I would never get my feet done, and now I'm kind of like the idea.
It hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
No.
I'll have to really go through it, and then I'll just go up and be like, hey.
Yeah, it looks cool. Bree, my friend Bree has both of her feet done, and it's in color trad. It just looks so sick because
They look great,
huge.
but I don't want to sit through it or do it.
Yeah, no, don't like tattoo. Have you tattooed a face?
Not a face, no. But I'm honestly really picky. Like I'll turn down a lot of things. Like if I'm not,
as you should.
And from a year.
yeah, if I'm not feeling like I need to go in with chest high, feeling good. If I already have nerves going into it, I'm like, I'm not going to do the best that I can do right now.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just going to continue to bug you anyways.
that's good though. That's how your reputation's going to stay where like as good as it is. And it's, you know, because you're not just looking to do it for the money, which it shouldn't be. I mean, obviously everyone needs to eat, but like so many people kind of get ahead of themselves and they're, you know, just will do anything. And it's like, that fucking $200 you're making is going to bite you down the road because you know,
I'm terrified of Facebook. I've never been slandered on Facebook. I don't even have like a tattoo Facebook account or anything.
Social media as a whole is quite fun.
And like going back to the like mean bad tattooer vibe that I've grown to love, like seeing videos of people like crying on the internet being like, I wanted this size and then I got this and I'm a people pleaser, so I just got it. And
that's your fucking fault for being a people pleaser.
And it's like, who are you being a people pleaser to? Like, we don't want to do something that you're not happy with. Like, it's just upsetting. Like when I see stuff like that, I'm like, you need to just say something. Like,
we asked you 8 times.
Yeah.
You're a consenting adult to begin with. Use your big kid words.
So when I see like posts on Facebook or anything like that, I'm like, how many sides of this can I hear potentially? How many things are actually going on like in the shop? Like it's hard to just immediately be so understanding of slander like that.
Some people are just miserable too, you know? You can't please them all.
No, you can't. And that's one of the like main things is being like, I'm not going to make everyone happy.
Yeah, and I mean, if obviously it's taking ownership, if you mess up, whatever, like, you know, people have days, but I think a lot of it is some people just have other things going on in their life that we don't know about, and that's just kind of the way it is, right?
I don't think some people should be getting tattooed.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like there are so many people that don't care about the tattoo industry at all, and they just want like one little banger or something, and they have an expectation that cannot be met, and they don't understand like how a tattoo is going to look in a month to 2 years down the line. And if they're going to be unhappy at all, it's probably going to be right off the hop. And those are the people that I'm scared to invite.
I feel like you can usually get that energy through even like a DM on Instagram.
Oh, 100%.
Like, not for me.
Or the references they send. Like if it's like not even a real tattoo, it's just like
AI generated.
And they're like expecting that.
It's
like,
same with like
maybe you should look at maybe one tattoo.
You can tell when it's like the microscript that's like photoshopped onto skin. They're like, I want this, and you're like, that's not real.
You are not going to be happy.
That's not real.
Your expectations unrealistic. So. That's always really frustrating because I mean we're fortunate we have lovely Riley that does all the back end kind of stuff, but even kind of overhearing some things, I'm like,
I tell people all the time that like I have to educate them on the fact.
Yeah, but I don't have to do it.
A lot of people don't want to hear it though, and they still like,
or they'll just yes man you.
I'm talking about this TikTok and I want it. And I'm like, it's not tattooable. And they're like, yes, it is. TikTok told me. It's fucking not.
Yeah. So it's always better to have the conversation and avoid, you know.
Do you guys enjoy posting at all?
Posting like on Instagram? No.
You?
She does it for us.
You guys do your own too.
Yeah, I mean, the option's there.
I'll post like 9 a month, even though I've done like 50 tattoos in a month.
And that's like more than me though.
You actively avoid posting, and honestly, I wish I had that. Like you're like, no.
Me and you go back and forth though. Like there's been times where I just take over, and then other times where you just get back into it. And then I push your Instagram forever.
No, I have like a boost of confidence, and then I go through the tattoos, and I'm like, I don't want to post any of them.
I'm extremely, extremely picky and harsh on myself. I think that's a tattooer thing.
No, it makes you good though, because you're sitting there and you're like, I'll look at them later when you're not like freshly like, did I do a good job? Because then you're just gonna sit there and zoom in on your shit, right?
I'm posting right now pieces from like months ago.
I believe that entirely.
And it's the only way that I can comfortably do it, because I look back and I'm not thinking like in the moment, like I remember struggling with that one line and re-hitting that and I wish I didn't or anything like that. Just picking it to pieces, I kind of forget about it in a couple months, and then I'm like, I can post that.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, no, definitely like in the moment, absolutely not. Like I'll throw something something up on my story really quickly. And I also like make sure it's smaller.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah,
it's a distance piece, and then I have to like reflect on it later. I'm like, it's not even bad.
No,
It's not even bad, but it's just the way that like your artist brain picks away at every like minute detail. We've said it before, we're not fax machines. We can't replicate things 100%, you know? It's annoying.
the first tattoo that I posted that I went to share it as a story too, it was like the skin tone was the whole background. You know how it like chooses a color that's like the majority of the post. And I was like, ew, I don't want the background to be the skin color. That's weird. So I like figured out how to zoom up the image as the background.
Gotcha.
And now that is such a like kicker for me when I go to post something out on my story. I like zoom up the background and I'm like, but then you can see all the zoomed up lines and everything. And then I'm more hesitant to post that. But it's like, it's all for the aesthetic.
Show me that trick, please, because I've noticed that in your stories lately where I'm like, Jessica, what are you doing?
because you can change the background just with a click.
Yeah, but
hers is like an image of her tattoo.
yeah,
It's like an
you can
image
like
of the-
change the color to like black or like,
Oh,
Yeah, so she has like, it's almost like superimposed tattoo on tattoo. So it's like her post of her tattoo, but then a zoomed in image of the tattoo as the background.
what the fuck?
but
Yeah,
then,
it's cool.
Then people are seeing a zoomed up version of the picture, which is not ideal, but
No, and you
does-
posted the one today where it's like, zoom in on your tattoo,
I-
post yours. And I was like, I don't want to.
I know. I was like, what's the one tattoo that I feel good about every line? Because otherwise I would not want to do that.
No, that's fair.
And that was on my boyfriend, so it was like not even
It's
any
not even-
stress of
yeah.
anything. It's just head down tattoo.
I'm not tech savvy at all. I do not do well with that. I didn't know you could even fucking do that.
Yeah, no, Brie does it too. And I noticed she was doing it with her photos. And I'm like, guys, I don't know how to do this. Riley, help me.
I don't even know.
Okay, Jessica, help me.
Usually I know that shit. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, I think everyone struggles with that in any art industry. Is like, I mean, it's a good thing because it's going to propel you forward. It's going to continue to grow. But like, at what point are we being way too hard on ourselves and it's causing us actual like
Grief.
Yeah.
Oh man, there are tattoos that I've done where I'm like so excited to post it, but there's like a really old healed piece of mine or something that I'm not 100% confident about that you can see in the corner, and I'm like, I love this tattoo, but oh man, there's so many.
Because I did that tattoo on you previously. No.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
critical.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Hypercritical is good though.
it has its advantages and disadvantages, right? For sure. Have you done a guest spot before?
I did one guest spot in Sudbury,
cool.
Covenant Tattoos with Janae and her sister. Oh no, I forgot her name now, but
This one knows all the fucking tattoos.
I didn't know Covenant until you did your guest spot because I was
well, they
familiar
were
with,
they were like brand new. They didn't have any signage or anything when I went. But yeah, that was pretty fun. It was like they had just started up, so they were also figuring out their flow of the shop. So it was very relaxed. Like did a couple tattoos, hung out. They had a food truck in their parking lot, which was awesome.
Yeah, I like how, and more so now, it seems like tattooers all get along, and it's not this like famine mentality, and you know, like there's everyone's fucking fed. Let's chill, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas historically, I think it was shops burning each other to the fucking ground. Whereas you don't really see that anymore, and I think that's really nice. But it's like everyone fucking gets tattooed from each other and shit. Like Sam tattooed me. I still owe him a tattoo from like 8 years ago. I should message him actually. But it's just nice that it's like that. Because I feel like in any art, you're gonna be competitive by nature, or it's like you're taught that you're supposed to be, or whatever it is, right? Like we're supposed to fear that, oh, if someone's good, then that means that I'm not as good as them. And it's like, it doesn't fucking matter. Stay in your own lane, do your thing, and like be happy that someone's doing well.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely like a perk of everyone in town kind of having recognizable work too. It's like
for sure.
there's somebody to go for whatever is your cup of tea.
There's new tattooers like every day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's a little scary.
It is a little scary, but I've noticed like a few more recently, and I'm like, you know what? That's not even bad because it's not affecting me. And good for you. You're making money.
Yeah.
We've gone like to a couple shops and been like, hey, what's up? We're like over here. Yeah.
I mean, someone who's gonna go to another studio, like they're going there because like that's their vibe, like it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, fucking. I mean, we send people all over,
Everywhere. We send people everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, before you and I worked together, I feel like you were like my go-to to some people too. And then Sam, because we both do. I mean, there's other people that do realism for sure, but I feel like we send each other people stuff because he is like if someone's like, I want this like fucking screaming death thing on fire, and I'm like, why are you here? Go see Sam. Like, I'm not gonna do like I can't do that. Justice.
You're like, that design scares me. Send,
I'm gonna
go see Sam.
doing that shit. Like, get the fucking guy that's
it's definitely crazy how you guys do like essentially the same style, but they're so drastically different.
So different.
And so like it's the same. Like you can tell when it's a Katrina piece, you can tell when it's a Sam piece. Like
his is so much darker than mine too. Mine's always really light, and it's just all the things are quite like an actual like contrast, not in like dark imagery, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. You gotta love the Sue in that way.
Yeah.
You just fucking take the noise out anyhow.
Same with like the nerdy stuff. If like I don't hear Senga squealing about something that comes up, being like, I want to do it, and I'm looking at it going, I'm not familiar. I'm like, go see Corey. You know?
Oh fucking! I can't believe I've never met Corey.
You need to meet Corey.
I haven't met Corey either.
You need to meet Corey. You both need to meet Corey.
Well, I've heard very recently that the shop that he's at now is very, very cool, and I need to see it.
He has a Ninja Turtles front desk.
I've seen pictures of that. That's pretty badass.
He's got his like video game set up for you can like play video games. He's just got all of his like vintage toys, a gumball machine and stuff. And then Liz is Elizabeth? Liv is his apprentice.
Oh.
And she does like the girly kawaii style.
Oh, was that the one that had come here a bunch?
She had come here a few times, yeah.
She was so nice.
I spoke with her too. She was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see everything she's been doing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's really cool because they're both got that like both sides of like nerdy, where she's got like the girly sparkly like Sailor Moon-y stuff, and then he's got like, you know, your Pokemon, but I mean he still does fucking banging Sailor Moon tattoos, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I can see like everyone's like little personality and shit. Like obviously he like loves comics and stuff. Do you have any like, what's your thing outside of tattooing?
My thing outside of tattooing?
Yeah, are you
Clowns.
yeah, I don't know. Do you have like another passion or interest or hobby or anything?
Lately it's been cooking big time, but I feel like
Nice.
I don't know. I'm a serial hobbyist.
Okay.
I pick up things and I drop them.
Okay. Cooking, like where's your go-to spots to eat in the Sioux?
So I'm not Italian. And
Hey, that's fine.
every time I mention eating food, they're like, you're not having the hand rolled.
No, I'm fucking not. I'm not.
I live pretty close to Uncle Gino's. I like it there. I like the Sports Bar and Grill down the road. Get some deep fried cappellettis.
Nice.
I mean, that's all Italian.
I was gonna say those are both Italian.
But anything else,
If you had like continue with culinary school, what would you have wanted to like? What do you like cooking?
I'm in my wifey era.
White era.
But I like figuring out some real nice comfort home meals, cooking for my man.
That's cute.
Just picked up a roast I'm gonna do this weekend. Got some salmon and stuff. Just like big plates of
Fucking love food.
meals.
We were talking about potatoes on the last podcast, and then I wanted to go eat potatoes.
I'm attending a potato fest.
What?
In PEI? Like,
No, it's like outside Barrie. I'm going in August. My friends are like, there's a potato fest here. I was like, potatoes?
Why are we here? What are we doing?
What are we doing? I'm going. Yeah.
potato in every form.
Taking a weekend to eat potatoes and all sorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Love potatoes.
Yeah, I have no post-secondary. You did a year. Kat has like, could do everything.
I have
They
too
did
much post-secondary. I wasted a lot of money.
Is it waste or is it the experience?
I mean, I guess at this point it was the experience. I mean, I learned a lot of shit, but like,
For sure.
I don't regret my year of university at all. Like, I didn't get anything physically out of it. Like, there was no paper at the end, but I'm glad I did it.
no, that's good. I was gonna say Sam did the same thing. He did teachers college.
He has a bunch of same thing with Jory. He had a whole other career.
Yeah, he was an electrician when we first met.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I think that's what got him originally.
Industry
into, like,
of smart people.
Yeah, like because everyone has their like not their fallback or like where they started or what their original passion was.
Yeah. Do you have any horror stories yet? Everyone always asks. I do. That. Now I get to ask.
I was gonna say I'm her horror story because I keep harassing her.
No. Honestly, like I had just crappy experiences with hands, and it's made me like not want to do a hand ever.
Like, is it like blowout healing? Just like
no, not even like necessarily how it healed. Just like the client, not being nice to me.
Yeah.
Big pouty lip.
And I don't accept that.
Oh, fuck no.
No.
You know the whole like customer's always right thing? They're not fucking right.
Not always. Especially not when it's about me. I'm always right.
And you had said no so many times and you're like, I did this thing and now I'm scared. And I'm like, but Jessica, like it's empty.
Yeah.
I'm going to harass you for a couple more years and then I'll be so nice.
That's all I request. Do not be mean to me or do not ever badmouth me.
She's a lover girl. Be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will cry. Sure. Don't be mean to me or badmouth me. I will literally burst into tears and then you have to deal with Riley or Katrina. And I don't know if you want that.
No.
So
I think I've only cried in front of the guys one time and I don't ever want to do it again.
I wouldn't.
They were very nice.
What are you crying for?
No, honestly, they were very nice and that's why I wouldn't want to do it again. They were like, oh, and I'm like,
being nice
go back to treating me like you're my big brother or nothing.
Yeah. Be the big angry tattooer, please.
I remember when I first started tattooing, like the pressure of it was definitely emotional. Like I'd go home and feel really heavy.
Oh man.
You know, like you get used to it and you know, it kind of becomes second nature and the permanency of it doesn't seem as daunting. And, you know, we obviously still take it really seriously because it's on someone's skin for, you know, ever for the most part. But yeah, like it's really intense. You see a lot of people when they start their apprenticeships, they don't finish them because it's a lot of pressure. So I think it's always, you know, being around other artists and talking to the artist, it kind of brings me back to that time. And I'm like, I'm glad that I stuck it out and got through it because it's fucking hard.
And I've spoken to many artists that say that it never really goes away. Like you kind of have different things that you're anxious about and you might still be confident going into a tattoo, but then at the end of the day you go
Why are you
home
looking at me like that?
Really?
I find it comes in lulls. Like there'll be a week where I'm like, every time I'm driving home I'm like on top of the world, like best feeling ever, like crushing good tattoos. My clients are awesome, just loving going to work. And then like one day I'm feeling good about my design, I go in and then it's a struggle the whole time. The skin is horrible to work with. And then I'm like set for a week of feeling like, holy fuck, why am I doing this? Like who is letting me tattoo them? Yeah. And then the lull just starts again. Like then 1 week
you don't have
like
that?
On top of the world.
That's so nice. There was like this first 5 years I was like, I'm quitting. And then I'd like not work for a week and then I'd go back and I'm like, I'm fine. And I'm like, fuck this, I quit.
I had it for a long time. I'd probably be, like 5-6 years for sure. I get that, but I don't think it's as extreme because I'm like, this is I'm hitting puberty over here. Yeah, because I do basically, I stay in my little fucking realm and it's such a niche little thing that I do and I've been doing it for 14 years and I'm like, I feel like I can do that moderately well. If I don't get along with someone or I feel like I accidentally offended someone, that's when it fucks with me and then I get in like a weird mode. It's not necessarily about what I'm doing. I'm not saying every tattoo I do is fucking great or perfect or anything, but because I'm doing such a specific thing over and over again, I don't really find that I fluctuate too much. People move, skin can be challenging, and it's like, yeah, that sucks, but I don't find that I get into that head pattern as much unless it's more of a like social anxiety thing. Then I'll get into a weird funk where I'm just like not into talking to clients. But yeah, I know I can definitely relate to what you're saying, but I haven't had it. And I wouldn't have thought that you would still be having it, and that like breaks my heart because that fucking sucks.
I feel like for me, it's like it's very different now, like any sort of anxieties that I feel or the headspace I get into than when I was first starting, and those nerves were like solely about learning to tattoo. Like I used to get like gut rot before like every appointment. I'd be waiting for my client to show up. That 10 minutes before they showed up, it was like I'd rather they just not show.
Like throw up.
The anxiety would be insane. Like I would be there like
I just have that with like certain styles now, where I'm like, I know I can confidently tattoo this style, but in my heart I don't want to. Then I'm like, I'm gonna barf before they show up.
I usually get it consistently now with clients for the first time I meet them. Like because I'm like, I don't know how stoked they are about my style. Are they going to be happy with what I have drawn up, or are they going to be a chill client or not? Like that kind of gets in my head.
Right. Yeah, that I definitely can relate to.
And that's the social aspect too. Like I don't know how this day is going to go versus a client that I haven't all the time, and I know exactly what to expect.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Throw them in the chair, you're like, needles, pre-sterilized, you know. Okay, let's go. Like,
like you kind of get each other. You have your little chit chat and like zone out, or as much as I'd love to put my headphones on. Do you do that? Do you wear headphones?
I don't. The guys do from time to time, not very often, but it's just kind of the vibe of the day. I'm chatty though. That's probably what makes me slow.
You're the chatty one. Like
I'm chatty. Yeah. I talk a lot. I always have.
Interesting.
Like I feel like that helped me out from the start. Like when I started tattooing, I felt like it made me feel like, or like seem like I knew what I was doing. It probably did the opposite, but I'd be like, here's my bottles. So there's like, I would just explain everything like down to the core as I was doing it. And now I'm just like,
yep.
Yeah. Like I was going to say some dumb shit then.
That's great.
I'll talk about whatever.
I bet you a lot of clients love that because it's distracting them because they're obviously having discomfort. So to have someone that's that chatty and outgoing, that's great.
Yeah, every now and then I'll have a quiet client, and like at the end of the day, the guys are like, did they not like the tattoo? They're almost like, why weren't you chatting it up today? Like I'm definitely very chatty.
I do not talk when I'm getting tattooed at all. I'm like dead to the world.
When you're getting tattooed, no, I try and not talk when I'm getting tattooed, but I'll chat with like Jess.
Sometimes people are a little movie when they talk. That's a little hard, but
when you go for a massage, do you talk to your massage therapist?
No.
I think that's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Talking to a massage
it's time
therapist?
to like basically fall asleep. Like I'm not talking.
Like I'm not, because we live in such a small city, so I'm not. Okay, thank you. I'm not gonna say, but like
I've heard people that do.
One of my really good friends just talks to their fucking massage therapist the entire massage, and I'm like, that's the weirdest shit ever. What are you talking about? And they're like, what do you mean? Everyone does that. I'm like, no, they fucking don't.
No,
that's psycho shit.
I had someone in,
right?
Yeah, I had someone in the other day that was a masseuse. And one of the guys was like, they're super chill. And I was like, how do you know them? And they started like being like, oh, they do this and this. And I'm like, why do you know this? Like, you're just chatting it up. Like, and they do, apparently.
I don't know. I just didn't know that happened, but
like I'm naked under a blanket. It's nap time. You do your little smushy of my skin and muscles and then send me on my way.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking love getting a good massage.
I need another one.
Okay. As tattooers, that's something that is so imperative, is like take care of your fucking body. Straighten that back. I'm like hunched over like this.
I know. I said that from the start.
We're broken. Are you already feeling the effects after only like a few years?
I feel like I've told you this before. I was telling everybody like I'd be tattooing and like then someone would be like, your back must hurt, and it's like immediately I know
like this.
They're looking at my back like, oh god, that girl's poor back.
Like show me an artist that does sit properly, because we're always like scrunched, laying on the floor drawing, like hunched at an easel, sitting all mangled on the couch, like
oh man, with my bed being broken now too, just a massage bed,
that's gotta be a lot.
The first one that I had was a bicep, and I had her like hugging a pillow and she was up on a pillow, and it was just like super awkward. I was like standing like this, like totally sideways. It was so awkward. I hated it. I need to figure something out now.
What happened to what did you have, like the tat swollen?
So I had I think
these guys?
Are these ink?
Yeah, the one you're using one's different than the tube.
Yeah, this is one Sam has.
Oh, this is an ink bed.
So right by the hinges there, the wood, that the whole panel on the bottom started to like disintegrate, and it just like busted off the hinge. And I won't be able to fix it, unfortunately. So, but I did have a massage bed from Apprentice Days. So.
The massage bed it's nice that it's so wide, but it only works for so many locations, right?
And it's just not really as sturdy as like these are amazing.
It's because they're heavy.
These ones,
Yeah.
because they can't go.
Yeah.
So you have to like hunch.
That's always kind of been something I struggle with, I guess. Just kind of working with it instead of dropping all the money to have a really, really nice bed.
It pays off in the end.
It does pay off. I do like the hydraulic chairs, but I mean, if we come into some money at some point, I would love like the electronic ones.
The standing bed?
Yeah, because I forget about adjusting the client, and then I'm doing that same thing where I'm like, you're just gonna get in this spot.
You don't. I fucking adjust my client like 4 times during the tattoo.
But then I also forget that everyone is shorter than me, so I've got my client up here, and at the end of the appointment, they're literally falling out of the chair, and I'm like, oh fuck. Like,
Oh, true. I didn't think of that. Yeah, that would be good.
whoopsie doodle, should have put you down.
Yeah, just like hop off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, do you have people pass out very often?
I've never had anyone pass out, like one of my clients specifically, but I've seen other clients pass out. And I've seen 2 of them weren't even getting tattooed yet.
Oh, they're just so nervous.
Yeah, like they're getting the stencil on, they're smelling the rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol is a good trigger. That's a fun one.
That's what both of these people said when they came to. They're like, I don't do good with medical stuff, the rubbing alcohol. I haven't had it with my own client. Any time that it's happened, I feel like it ends up getting tended to so well, and they're fine, like in a very short period of time, get a little sugar into them. But I feel like I would be so freaked out if it was my own client.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That doesn't happen a lot here.
We have it happen a lot.
Yeah, for real?
Is a magnet
I've never.
for pukers.
For beakers, like 3 or 4 in like a 6-month period.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I've had one person that showed up hungover, and they like took a couple throw up breaks, but that was more so just a nuisance than anything. It was
For sure.
don't do that.
Do not.
It's just like, did you eat? Yeah, I had a coffee.
That's
okay.
not
Go get
fucking
food. Like, we have paisanos next door. Go get yourself a little meatball sub, and then talk to me in 20 minutes, because I'm not.
I get not being a morning eater, but
know.
I've had people show up at 4 o'clock and they're like, I came straight from work. I haven't eaten yet today. I'm like,
Put something in your body. Granola bar,
For sure.
a juice, literally something.
people are crazy.
People are crazy.
So fucking crazy. The Sue. Gotta love it. You know? All the good clients, but what are we at, really?
Like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Fucking 5-minute countdown.
I could do a whole other one.
Hell yeah.
It's just we just talk about whatever.
We just shoot the shit the whole time.
Yeah.
I feel like we did stay on task though about
We did.
tattoos.
This is the most.
We didn't talk about your style. We keep saying your style, but we haven't.
They don't need to know about me.
Jessica doesn't tattoo. She has some mystery style.
Yeah. What would you define it as, though? Like, if someone were to ask you, I'm asking you.
I've heard it explained as girly trad.
I wanted to say girly trad earlier, but I was like, it's like antique trad, because you have your golds and your like dusty rose. And
I feel like
the muted tones.
it's so hard to call anything trad, because like true trad is like
3 colors, bold lines.
and like there's
a term almost at this point.
kind of, but like I feel like there's so many like subdivisions of like what you can even really do with traditional.
Yeah. It's
It's not straight off Sailor Jerry page.
No, not at all.
But it's very, very, very heavily inspired.
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, softer colors. Yeah. I feel like I've been trying to like every step of the way, every couple months, I'm like a little closer. Like things are more solid packed. Like when I first started, everything was like, all right, light, dainty, whipped out color, like no solid packing. And now it's like progressing towards the
like
full
a harder
boulder
line
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
What about me?
What would you consider your style?
Realism.
Just soft,
Can get that.
Boring.
Get that basic bitch.
light realism.
You tattoo pictures?
Right?
Cool.
Yeah. God, fucking give me a face. Like,
Photorealism.
yeah, that's like, I mean, I obviously, that's how I paint. That's my goal anyways, is to be as realistic as possible. Something about faces I've always been obsessed with.
I also love lady faces.
Yeah, you know, anything realistic in general, but more specific to, yeah, any animal or human face. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I like that.
What would you say?
I do everything.
You tattoo.
I tattoo. I tattoo. My drawings, though, are all like illustrative nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sketch style a little bit too. You're doing those portraits that were really cool.
Yeah. I got really into neo-trad.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely can do very many styles extremely well.
Thank you.
Yeah. What are you liking most right now?
Neo-trad.
Neo-trad. You hear that, people? Fucking book Neo-trad.
Book neo-trad.
Are we gonna put Jess's like Instagram and shit on the
I'm going to
tag?
say it again. At Bessica with a B. Nolan. Bessica.
Let's hear it for the Girly Trad.
Girly Trad. Except you can also be any gender, and they're just freaking sick. Tattoos.
Like sharks and spiders and snakes and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Gender neutral trad.
Yes.
I like it.
do you want to talk more?
Exactly. I didn't even get to like tell every single detail about myself and what I did today.
We'll fucking do it. We got
20 seconds go.
I went grocery shopping today. I cleaned. I'm picking up my boyfriend from the airport tonight. I picked up wine.
Of course. Did you get chips for your wine?
I did.
She loves
I'm
chips.
obsessed with chips.
Okay, like what kind of
Riley
chip?
called me out one time. Like I was like, "What chip should I get today?" And Riley was like, "You really like chips, huh?" It's like, I guess I've been talking about this every appointment you've got.
Great.
I got a box of wine and my chips. It's Jessica.
I've limited myself to. It's been better lately, but for the most part, it's 3 bags of chips every weekend because I normally would have a bag of chips to myself every day.
Hell yeah.
What's your go-to chip though? If you had to have one chip the rest of your life.
You guys want?
We're gonna end it with the
Original in my mind is nacho Dorito.
Oh.
There you have it. There you have it.
Nacho Dorito for Jess.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
You're not so good.
Good night, Moon.
Bye.
Bye.